Hey everybody, welcome back. As you can see here, I've laid out a few more objects in my level. Yours doesn't have to look exactly the same. It's fine, whatever you have. This is all just for experimentation. And so what I want to look at right now actually is the player. So let's go over to the hierarchy and just click on the player right here. And I want to take a quick look at the player script just so that you all are familiar with this. So right click right here where it says player control and then click on edit script, and Visual Studio should open up. It might take a second. I don't know, it might take a little longer for you than it does for me because you're running it for the first time, so just bear with that. But when it does open, you'll see this right here. These are the variables for this script. Now, we're not going to get into any heavy programming or anything like that. I just want to show you all what the variables look like, and most importantly, these two variables right here. This one is the player's base speed, and this one is the jump height. So if you wanted to change the player's speed or jump, you could do that right here. For example, I can change the jump to 4.6 instead, and then we can save the script just like that, and then we will go back into the editor. It will take a moment for the scripts to compile. That's what that bar is right there. And then we can play and the player will jump higher than it did previously. So now it's jumping a little bit higher. So yeah, like I said, we're not going to get into any heavy programming, but I do want you to at least know what a script looks like. This is C#, the programming language. Don't mess with any of the other variables unless you understand what you're looking at. But for now, even if you don't understand what you're looking at, you can change these numbers right here, and it will change the speed and the jump height for the player. All right. So now that we're done looking at that, I want to show you, I've added a few more scripts into the project. They're right here in the scripts folder. And we are going to take a look at the pickup script. Well, actually, we're not going to look at the script. I'm going to show you what we can do with the script. So you might see I have a sphere right here. I'm going to drag it over here to this side of the room for a minute. And I'm going to make this be a pickup. And so what I'm going to do is there are tags right here. So click right here in the inspector tab. It says tag. Right now it's untagged. We are going to tag it as pickup. Now I've already created the pickup tag, so you can just go ahead and choose that. If you wanted to add a new tag, you could add tag, but we won't go over that for now. So just choose pickup. And now we want to go over here to the sphere collider, and we want to set that to is trigger. Alright, that way the collider doesn't have any physics reactions, it's just a trigger. And then we are going to add a component. So click right here, it says add component. You can type in PI and then it should show up pickups. That's the script we want right there. And now we have the pickup script. Now there is a public variable on this script and it's called pickup type. And for this type, we're going to call it item. Okay, so it uses very specific keywords. So just make sure you call it item. Don't call it anything else. Alright. So right now the game is actually set up so you win when you collect all of the items. And the way you tell the game how many items there are, we'll go over here to the hierarchy and click on game core. Right here, game core. And right now the number of items is set to 1. That's another public variable right there. You can set that number to whatever you want it to be, however many items you choose. For now I'm going to keep it to 1 just so I can show you how it actually works. So let's go ahead and play the game. And here's the pickup item right here, and I'm going to go ahead and walk into it and collect it, and now it says I've collected all the items and I win. And then it goes through a couple of seconds and it resets the game after that. Alright? So this is one of the scripts I've provided in the project. These aren't in there by default. These are in the project folder that we downloaded way in the beginning of the lessons. So make sure you have that. You should all have that at this point. So you just go ahead and you put that script on any object. It could be a sphere, it could be a cube. For example, we can go to game object. I'll create a cube right here, and it's a brand new object. I'll change the tag to pickup, and I can just actually drag and drop the pickup script right onto this, right here in the hierarchy, see? And now there it is, and we have to call it item. It's an item. Alright, so now we have two pickups. One more thing we have to do is go back to the game core, and now we tell it we have two items. Make sure the game core knows that we have two items. So now we should have to pick up both of these items before we can win. So let's go to the sphere. There's one. Go to the cube. I forgot one thing. So let's take a look at that. Click on the cube, and it has to be a trigger, right? Otherwise you'll just walk into it and it won't do anything. It has to trigger something. So click is trigger. Let's test it again, and this should work the way we want it to work. Alright, so I'll collect the sphere and the cube. There we go, two items. We've collected all the items and we win. Alright, so go ahead and get that set up in your level, and don't worry too much about this level. It's just a practice level. We're not going to keep it forever. This is just for practice. So go ahead and do that now, and I'll see you all in the next video.